Hey there, welcome to day 1161 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here with like a kind of a fairy flower butterfly face on, which I thought was kind of a cool filter. I like to play with filters on this particular segment because this is my segment to play and learn and experiment and document my journey, share what I'm learning, share what's working, share what's not as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. Obviously, I've been doing it for a while since today's day 1161. And why am I still doing it? Well, a lot of reasons. Number one, I am visually challenged. I'm legally blind. And so it's hard for me to document and journal things in a blog type format or in a written way like I used to. I used to be a big communicator in writing, and I pushed against and resisted video at all costs because I thought, I don't even have a voice for radio, much less a face for video or television. So I'm never going to do video. And I told myself that for months and months when I came online, and I realized, okay, well, that's all well and good, except you have got other challenges that make it possible that this is your best medium, your best outlet. So I started to document my journey, and I've been listening to a new mentor that says, yeah, your journey's bullshit. It's just about a process. Follow and model people that have done what you want to do before. Success leaves clues. Of course, I know all these things. Success leaves clues. I do model people for different areas and aspects of my life. But for others, we have to find and make everything our own. Now, he is a proponent of it's my way or the highway. This is the way to success. Everybody else is a bunch of losers and pansies. And if you don't do it my way, screw you. I don't care what you think of me. And I get that. And I think a lot of it is for effect, but there's some good underlying messages there for each and every one of us. But to me, it's always about learning from sources that are good sources. And I respect this person because he's had incredible success, and he has done some of the things that I've done and I want to continue to do. And he's done some things that I've never done, which means he's a good role model for me in certain areas and aspects of life, but not in all, right? Sometimes we expect one person to be our be all and end all. You ever done that in a relationship where you expect your significant other to be your best friend, your lover, your listening board, your idea generator, that you expect them to be and do everything for you, when it really takes a lot of people to be a part of our lives for us to have a happy, fulfilled life. We can't expect everything from one other human being. Yet, millions of people do that all the time, right? They expect their significant other to be the be-all and end-all of their existence. And it seldom works out unless both people feel that way about one another, but they still need to have outside lives. So what am I talking about today? Today, I want to share the challenges I'm working on. I'm working on 3 challenges right now, 3 of my own. One is an annual challenge called Do One Thing Every Day That Centers You. It's actually the All About You 365-day challenge. 2, every year for the last, this is the 4th year in a row that I've done a focus. Like, what is my focus for this year? The first year it was to do one thing every day that scared me, to stretch my comfort zone. Then it was do one thing every day that makes you happy, because I wanted more happiness and more joy in my life. I was going through the final stages of my divorce and a whole lot of other changes and challenges that year. And so being happy had to move up on my own personal priority list. Then last year we did one fun thing every day, which was perfect for 2020, because 2020 for all of us was a crazy year of chaos and change and challenges that we have never, many of us, faced before in our lives. And part of mine was I was hanging out and being at home every day with my then 4-year-old, now 5-year-old, almost 6-year-old granddaughter, because we're going into a year of all this pandemic COVID stuff. And I wanted to make sure that we had fun. Now, we were going to find fun things to do every day, no matter what, but it was really nice to have, and I don't have it here, but to have my little book, my little journal I'd gotten at the cabin of one fun little activity or thing to do every day. Sometimes we would draw something. Other times it was an activity. Other times we'd go outside and do something, or we'd interact with other people in different fun and interesting ways. And then this year, 2021, I don't know about you, but I found myself, even though I'd done a lot in 2020 to change and transition and grow, it started to feel like, oh my gosh, this COVID stuff's getting old. And the realization began to sink in that the crap that went down last year, it's not going away anytime soon. It's not going to. Certain people have gotten in power, and they are power-hungry mongers that are going to continue to make other people like us, our lives miserable, unless we take back control of our lives and our thinking and our minds and move and create the life that we want, do what's right for us in spite of what's going on in politics or religion or any other crazy thing that they're trying to make us think that we believe that is absolute complete poppycock and not true. So I wanted to make sure that I was being centered in who I really am and what it is I'm here to do and say and be and have and create in the world. What is it that I'm becoming? Hopefully I'm not becoming a fairy butterfly, but I do like this filter. I think it's pretty fun. But today we talked about a propensity of hope and joy is the real riches. Now, yeah, but yes, it is. We need hope and we need joy. We need to find joy. We hope we find joy. But I have a whole different take on hope. There's a couple words in our language that we use a lot, me included, that I think are softening and weakening words. They give me permission to make excuses for things that I'm not doing, or things that I know that I want, but I'm not going for. Hope is one of those words. Try is another one of those words. Hope, try. Well, I hope that I end up in a new, better place. I hope that I lose weight. How many of us have hoped that we would lose weight? Probably almost any person on the planet, especially during COVID-19. I hope I can get some toilet paper. I hope I can, whatever. I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to do that. And if I don't do it on the first try, well, I tried, so I'm giving myself permission to just let it go and quit and say, oh, I tried. I give it my best try. How good is your best try, right? If I decide I'm going to do something, I make a decision. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. This is the thing I want. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to get there, but I'm sure not going to just try a couple things. And then if I don't get it, I'm just going to give up on the thing that I want. No, if I want it, I decide I want it, I'm going to have it. It's just a matter of time and figuring out what do I need to do to make that happen and be a reality in my life. But I'm not just going to try it. And then if it doesn't work, I might try online dating, and if it doesn't, and this is a really weird one because I'm not gonna, but I might, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna try it. Well, either you're gonna do something or you're not. There is no try. I think Yoda said that. There is no try, only do. I think he said that to Luke when he was raising the cruiser out of the swamp or something. So a propensity of hope, and then we're just sharing what we hope for today. And I'll do that because it's part of the centering thing. But part of my centering is understanding that words like hope and try don't make me feel more powerful and strong and more in control of my life and my experiences. They make me feel weaker. So guess what? I don't use them very often. There's a little click that goes off in my head every time I say, well, I'm going to try this, or I'm going to try that, or I'm going to hope this. I only try things when I'm at a buffet, when I'm trying different foods that I've never had before. Not that there's been many buffets during COVID-19, but once in a while. So, or if I'm going to try something new on a menu, I'm going to try this fish here at this menu. I'm going to try their walleye. I'm going to try a different Chinese food. I'll say I'm going to try. And if I like it, I'll eat it. I might order it again. If I don't, lesson learned, I'm never going to order it again. But I don't use try for big things and big desires and big wants I have in my life. Our Get Up and Go Challenge today was about infinite possibilities, one of my favorite subjects, because so often we feel like we're limited, and these are all that we can choose from. These are only options we have. I'm either going to do this or that. And we box ourselves in based on what we see ourselves as, our identity. Oh, I'm just a grandma. I'm just a mom. I'm 61 years old. Of course I'm chubby. Or whatever reasons and excuses we use to describe ourselves. Any ways that we describe ourselves often are putting us into a box. I'm in a box of grandmas. I hung out and showed up as pajama grandma for about 2 years online because I found that's kind of who I was. I was hanging out in my pajamas a lot more than I did in the offline world. I was more relaxed. I was more casual. I was a lot less stressed than I'd been in my past lives. But when COVID hit, I was like, I'd been thinking for a while, pajama grandma isn't really who I am. It's a part of who I am. Like so often we show up in the world as just a version or a part of ourselves. All of us, our true identity, our true fairy butterfly identity doesn't pop out and explode in every situation. But we show up, like, when I was in corporate America, corporate Sharon showed up. That the versions of me that was very professional, very, a lot more serious, believe it or not, than I am now, and a lot more regimented and process oriented and dictatorial. Not really dictatorial, super flexible manager and leader, but here's some things that we have to figure out how to make them happen in our organization for our internal as well as our external customers. So infinite possibilities was the topic of Get Up and Go Challenge, day 3 today. This is the 7th 30-plus day free Get Up and Go Challenge that I've done since the beginning of COVID. I was looking for something to keep me moving and to give back to all the people that were just, their lives were exploded. A lot of people's lives were exploded last year. Mine, I am very grateful to say, not so much. Not so much as most people. Of course, a lot of things, I mean, as far as going to the store and doing things, I used to be out and about every single day. And with COVID and a few changes that had occurred in my life before COVID, I had already settled down and gotten into a routine of, yeah, I'm not getting out and about every day. I'm not driving anymore, can't see to drive. So it slows down your interaction. Now, it didn't mean I wasn't out and about every day walking around. It just meant I wasn't driving around and going to places that I really didn't need to go to in the first place, right? I think a lot of us have found that in the last year, a lot of our activities, a lot of the things that we did to keep ourselves busy, and where we spent our money and what we did and how we shopped and how we wasted time was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening. And so the Get Up and Go Challenge helps us look at those things and pick out the things that are for us and install a process of analyzing and actually automatically dealing with every change or challenge that comes our way to guarantee we have better results after that than before that. And today was about what do you want? What do you really, really want? Not what you think you should want, not what you want for your kids, not what you want for humanity, but what do you, your name, insert your name, really, really, really want? And most people, when you ask them that, they just blank stare, freeze up, and they're like, they have no idea what to say. And then everybody will expound the same things. I want $1 billion or $1 million. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want all these things. And then if you go through the list and you ask yourself, well, do I really want this, or is this something that I think I should want, whether I really want it or not? Because there's a lot of things that used to be on my want list, my really, really want list, that I look at my life now and how much I've changed and grown over just the last decade. And I say, I understand when and why I wanted that thing. I just don't want it anymore. I don't, it's not in me to want to do what it takes to create that in my life. And that's not an excuse. That's just saying we change over time, and what we want changes right along with us. As we grow and become who it is we're becoming on the planet, what we want changes. And we need to change right along with that, not be stuck in what it is that we want. I have got a purple vision notebook about this thick with all the pictures of the things that I wanted, 15 years ago when I was still married, and those things are very different now. Why haven't I thrown away that book? I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe that'll be one of my letting go strategies during this challenge, and we'll burn that book or something. That would be kind of fun. Maybe we'll do that. Or I'll pick out the pages that I still want, and the rest I'll just burn and let go. All right. Our supersize your business message today was what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander, which is the earlier version of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And I shared that in my experience, it's been the opposite. What's good for the gander sure should be good for the goose, right? The goose being the female version of geese, the gander being the male version of the population of geese. And of course, goslings are the young ones. But my personal experience in relationships, in business, in education, college, and life, in various industries that I've been in, has always been that there's certain rules for men and there's certain rules for women in those organizations and in those industries. Now, me, being a rule breaker, was like, yeah, I see what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, I see what you're doing, and if it's good for you to do that, then it's also appropriate and okay for me to do that as well. Which, caused ruffled feathers and rule breaking on many an occasion. And even if they weren't really rules, they were just guidelines or expectations in different organizations because of our gender, which, we're working on gender equality, making sure that people understand that women are as capable, if not more capable, and stronger and better at a lot of things than men actually are. And it's not good or bad, it's just different. And it's all of our differences and all the diversity that is around us that makes us and human beings an incredible race that needs to be celebrated for all of our diversity, not just, pick and choose what you want to pay attention to. And then, of course, I accidentally got into politics, because when you're thinking what's good for the goose is good for the gander, you cannot miss the disparity in what's going on in our country, at least here in the USA, with politicians saying, do as I say, not as I do. And every single one of us who's a parent know how that works out, right? if you have rules for your parents and rules for the kids, and there are some that make sense, it doesn't work out. Our kids will always do what they see us do. No matter how much we talk them until we're blue in the face, they're still going to do what they see us do. So if I have tattoos, which I don't, I can't go to my kids and say, well, you can't get tattoos because I don't like tattoos. Now, they can do whatever they want when they're 18, right? We do the best we can with our kids, and then at some point they think for themselves, which is exactly what we want and should be teaching them to do. Hey, do what's right for you and think for yourself. As long as it doesn't hurt other people, do what's right. Do what's right for you. Do what's in your experience path, your mission, what you're here for on the planet. So that's what I am working on. Can't tell you which way I'm going to go with Get Up and Go next. I love doing the Get Up and Go challenge, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with it next. I had committed in February that I would do this April 1, and so I wanted to be true to my word, because if I say I'm going to do it, I do it. I think that's personal integrity, and that we as humans need to get a whole lot better. It's not about committing to other people as much as it is about keeping our commitments to ourselves. If you don't keep your commitments to other people, it's a clear sign that you don't keep your commitments to yourself. And if you don't keep your commitments to yourself, you won't keep commitments to other people. You'll change your mind, you'll change your word, you won't show up, you'll make mistakes, you'll hurt other people's feelings, and that's bad, right? I mean, I'm not going to say it's good to not show up for other people, but it's especially bad and detrimental to not show up for yourself. So when you say you're going to do something, don't say you're going to do it if you're not going to do it. Be true to your word. Be honest with yourself, at least, about what you want, what you do and do not want, what you are and are not going to do. And it's okay to just not say anything. It's okay to say, I'm going to continue drinking coffee till the day I die. You know, I gave up coffee for 5 years because I thought it was good for me and that I should do it for my heart. And then I found out that actually coffee, for me and my blood type and my body and all the things going on with me, is really beneficial and good for me. It's probably because I'm ADHD and it slows me down. Stimulants slow people with ADHD down. So to me, coffee is my way of slowing myself down so I can, go at the pace of everybody else so that they don't think I'm absolutely butterfly crazy. So not sure what I'm going to do with that, but it'll be something. And what direction we're going to go. Again, I'm in a couple different coaching programs, and whenever that's happening, what I'm doing morphs and changes to the next level, right? And I was ready to level up. I realized during COVID, I was just kind of letting myself coast like everybody else, and I realized, nope, no coasting through COVID. This is a time when we should be really, really creating what it is that we want in our lives. And especially if you don't know what to do, you work on yourself, right? If you're not sure what to do, you can always read a book, watch some videos, learn some things, get curious about what's interesting to you, and focus in on what do you really, really want and go after those things, because all of those things make our lives better, make us feel better about our lives, and make the world a better place. Because if each and every one of us are pursuing what we are interested in, the whole world becomes more interesting. All right, have an awesome day. Easter tomorrow, and I'm going to have to sleep over with my almost 6-year-old, 5-year-old granddaughter. And of course, my baby granddaughter is here too. So it should be a fun evening and a fun Monday. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.